Welcome to this presentation about learning digital entrepreneurship, things you can do to make money online. Are you an entrepreneur looking to increase your revenue through digital entrepreneurship? Are you looking for ways to make money through your skill, passion, or knowledge? Do you sometimes admire the laptop lifestyle where you can work from anywhere provided you've got the internet and a smart gadget with you? Then this program is for you. Whether you're a beginner, whether you already have a business, maybe you already have a business you want to grow, or you are just looking for a source of extra income, or you want location independence, freedom from work, being able to work around your kids, being able to work from home. Maybe you have big dreams, you want to spread your impact, change people's lives, you want to create employment, or maybe you already have a business and you want to see how much you can expand that through digital entrepreneurship. Most likely, this is who you are because this is the kind of people that normally want to come to my space, who come to my trainings, and who come to my webinars. Here's what you will learn: 7 reasons to pursue digital entrepreneurship, 12 different ways you can make money online. Then I'm going to share my experience. Okay, I'm going to share my experience about the various ways in which I have made money online. Then I'm going to invite you to enroll in the Digital Entrepreneurship Academy. Okay, so let's get started. A bit about me. My name is Susan Mwenda Mlongoti. I'm a digital marketing consultant and trainer. I have been doing this for 11 years. I have trained over 3,000 small business owners. I have had more than 10 big companies as clients. I have more than 100 smaller clients, small business owners as clients. I've written more than 20 books and courses combined. And the main channel through which I do all this is digital entrepreneurship. So in this webinar, what I want to do is to show you how you can do it, whether you are starting from scratch or you have some experience. So a bit more about my background. I came straight from the university where I studied engineering some years back. I went into a job in the mines. Soon I realized that the salary was not going to be enough, okay? I found that yes, I was getting paid reasonably well because I was just alone staying in this really beautiful apartment. But there were so many other things I wanted to buy, so many other things I wanted to invest in. I realized this salary is not going to be enough. So I started searching for how I could make some side income. Okay. So years later, just 3 years later, 3 years into the job, I quit my job to start my own business when the opportunity came up. Those who've been around my work, you know the story. Okay. After I started that business, I used a redundancy package. So the way I quit my job, there was an opportunity where the company said, if you want to quit your job, we can give you a redundancy package. So I went for it. Then I opened a boutique. That boutique did not work. Within 2 years, I closed it. And one of the main reasons was lack of knowledge and lack of experience. And because of my own personal experience of not doing well with a business because of lack of knowledge, that is where I developed that passion to consume knowledge about entrepreneurship and eventually started teaching others because I realized if you know better, you can do better. Now here's what happened. After my first business closed, I had no business, no job, and no money. So guess what I wanted to do? I wanted to make some money. Make money without capital, without without a job. So I started searching online on how to make money online. The truth is, there are so many ways to make money online. And one of the frustrating things, if you're coming from my region, which is Sub-Saharan Africa, you'll find that certain opportunities are just not available in your region. But after enough searching, after enough trial and error, I discovered what worked and things have changed for me. I started making progress, and the truth is, I have never looked back, and I'm going to show you what worked for me. So after all these years, these days what I do a lot of speaking and training, and most of the time I talk about digital business, digital entrepreneurship, digital marketing. So if you're looking at the video version of this, you see a picture of me speaking at various events, okay? That's a picture of me speaking at Zambia Institute of Marketing regional conference. I was talking about content marketing and how it can help you stand out. The other picture there was about an at Art Day Zambia organized by Africa, so I was talking about influencer marketing. The other picture there, I was teaching people how to write books and make money from them. Then this other one, I was having my own seminar. So the other picture is a group picture where I had the honor of sharing the stage with some really great speakers, including Vusi. There was Vusi Tembekwayo there. Some of you might have seen it on my page. It was really great speaking experience. Here is the interesting thing. The things which I was talking about on all these different occasions are not things I studied in school. Remember, I studied engineering in school. So I'll be talking a bit more about how I transitioned and how you can do that as well. I also write, like I said, I'm an author. I write several books. I've written more than 10 books. I keep losing count because some of them I'm about to publish. So I don't have the exact figure because I have like, okay, these ones I've published about maybe 12. Then I've got maybe 3 or 4 which are in draft form and I'll be publishing them soon. But as you can see, most of these books are around entrepreneurship, sales, marketing, social media marketing, digital marketing, content creation, paid advertising, etc. Okay. I've also had the honor to work with some big clients in my country. Okay, these are some of the clients that I've worked with. Some of them, I worked with them creating content for them, some of them doing their digital marketing, some of them doing training for their staff. I'll be telling you a bit more about this as we go along. In my life, I am a family person. I love fitness. I love hanging out with my kids, sometimes at the office, sometimes in my home office, sometimes we just hang out watching TV, and then sometimes I like to spend time with my husband. In this webinar, I'll be sharing what has worked for me, and then you can see what is possible for you. Like I said, there are so many options in making money online. And when you're at the beginning, if you don't have the knowledge and the guidance, there's some challenges. For example, you can get scammed. Many people do get scammed. I've also been scammed once before, which is nice. It's always a learning experience. Sometimes you find that you're paying for programs that don't help you, because I've done that as well, where I pay for this course and I find that, oh my God, the information was useless or irrelevant to me. Sometimes you can find that you've made money somewhere, but because of the platform that you picked, there's no way to receive money. Especially, again, this is a unique problem to sub-Saharan Africa. And I know some of the Asian countries also have this problem as well. Okay, one sure method to make money online, based on all my experience, my trial and error and experiments, is this. When you offer something, offer a product or offer a service. Here is just 14 things I have done. I told you I have experimented a lot, okay? There are so many other ways to make money online apart from these 14, but I'm not going to tell you about things I don't have experience in. I want to talk only about what I've done, not what I've read about or anything like that. Okay, here's the list of 14. Buying and selling, website design, social media marketing, graphics design, article writing and blogging, influencing, paid advertising, offering advertising space, editing a book, coaching, consultation, selling books, selling e-courses, and doing translation. For each of these, I have been able to make money from them. Like I said, some of them I've worked with local clients. A few have been with some international clients. So one of the earliest things, like I said, was buying and selling. I opened a boutique after I quit my job. In fact, let me tell you something. Buying and selling is something that I was doing even in university. I used to go to the market. I used to buy earrings. I would sell to my fellow students. So even when I started my first business, I started with buying and selling. So it was my first official business, but it was also my first informal business. Okay. That's a picture of me with my son in South Africa, where I used to travel to go and buy some stuff. Later, I transitioned to doing it online. After I closed my business, I didn't stop buying and selling. I continued, but I continued doing it online. Then after that, when I started my first business, I was selling maternity and baby wear. In the meantime, because I was addressing mothers, I decided to create a parenting platform called Mwanawanga, where I was blogging about my experiences of being a new mom, being pregnant, things about babies and all this, and parenting. I continued blogging, okay, and my online community grew. So as my online community was growing, I started getting noticed. Okay. So one of the earliest times, just after I closed that business, I started looking at other things I could do. And one of the things I realized, okay, I have this audience. What can I do with this audience? Let me organize an event. So I was lucky enough to partner with someone. And through that partnership, we created Zambia's first baby and kids expo. That was in 2013. And one of our biggest sponsors was a company called Trade Kings. If you're in Zambia, you know who Trade Kings is. So through that association with them, they said, who's handling the marketing? I said, I'm the one handling the marketing. Then they said, okay, can you do something like this for one of our brands? So I started working with one of their brands, and the relationship with that company helped me to really transform. It helped me to grow, and it helped me to build my digital marketing agency. I even employed people because the work became too much. They gave us more work. I had other clients who came on board. It really just helped to grow my experience with digital marketing. That was the beginning. Okay. Another thing I was doing in the early days as I was starting to freelance before I got overwhelmed with a lot of work in digital marketing. The other thing I looked into was website design. And one of my earliest clients was also a big company called Tazara. It's Tanzania Zambia Rail Authority. It's a multinational company. So I was in a situation where while searching for the Baby and Kids Expo, I was asking myself, what can I start? What business can I start without capital? So I started learning about this idea of resourcefulness, that when you don't have capital, you have to look at the non-monetary resources you have. For example, your knowledge, your experience, and your background. Then I remembered, you know what? I come from a tech background. I'm very comfortable around computers. In fact, in the mines before I quit my job, I was in the IT department. I was on an IT project. So I realized I could easily transition into website design. I didn't know anything about website design. So I learned. It was easy for me to learn. So I learned website design and actually started offering website design as a service. So it's one of the things I've done to make money online. And as I continued to grow, like I said, I started my agency when the work became too much. So I started the online marketing, social media marketing stuff as a freelancer. But eventually, as we got more clients and more work, I had to build a team. So I had an agency. So throughout this process, what I realized that for me to keep my clients happy, I had to keep on expanding my knowledge. Because remember, I wasn't a marketer by profession or by training. I had to learn marketing. I enrolled in so many courses. I read so many books. If you see my Kindle library, you'll be surprised. There's more than 200 books there. I studied very, very hard to become good so that I could keep my clients happy. Okay. So if you're looking at the video version of this, is a picture of me with 4 cameras. I was just hanging out with the cameras. I had a team. In that team, there were 2 people who were in charge of photography, because when we were doing social media marketing, one of the things we were doing for our clients was to ensure that if they have a PR event, we would cover it, we would do photos there. That's why I'm very conscious whenever I'm invited for speaking. I want to go with my own photographer. I remember in the last time I was invited to speak, I told the organizers, I said, hey, I need to come with my own photographer. They didn't understand why. This is why. Because of my background, where I know that any kind of event, any kind of PR event, you should take photos, because you'll be able to use that not just to talk about the event, but also for further marketing, and you can add it to your other marketing material. Okay, that is part of the thing that we're doing. So we also paid for that. We charged for it separately. What happened is that as we were running the social media agency, I continued blogging. So I was blogging. I was talking to people about business, about social media marketing. Then I realized that there's a certain segment of my audience that could not afford to pay us to do their social media. Okay, their budgets were really low. Some of them were individuals. Some of them were a small team of like 3, 5 people, 10 people. So what I thought is, you know what? Let me teach them, because whenever I would blog about social media or entrepreneurship, the feedback was so good from these small business owners. They loved the content. So I thought, let me teach them to do this on their own, because they don't have a budget to hire me. So why don't I teach them so that they do it on their own? That's how I started teaching. I started teaching what I was doing, the social media marketing stuff. You see, there's a book there, how to 6 ways to market your business in Zambia using Facebook. It was a mouthful. I was still learning as an author. That was one of my earliest books. I didn't know how to put short titles. Okay, but even that same book, poorly named, had really, really great feedback. people were appreciating. So I was just explaining in the book, I was just explaining how I do the social media stuff, how I grow audiences, how I create content. So I started selling. So even to this day, I sell books directly, and I also sell paperbacks, ebooks, some of them through Amazon. You'll be able to see them through Amazon if you check them out. As I was teaching my audience, other organizations noticed me and they asked me to blog for them, to write articles for them. One such example is a project which was called Nyamuka Zambia. It was a business plan competition. They were targeting small business owners, and they noticed that my audience were small business owners because the kind of content was about small business, marketing, and stuff like that. So they paid me to blog. So I've been hired to blog and influence as well. After doing a lot of ebooks, I decided to create courses. I started teaching. I started creating video lessons. I started creating audio lessons. So I started going beyond books and moving into courses. Then I was also, as I was growing my personal brand, I was getting noticed and people started inviting me to speak. So these were some of the earliest speaking engagements. That one was at the bottom was at Mova Hotel in Kitwe. The one on top was also in Kitwe. I organized my own event. Okay. And every time I would do these things, I would always get great feedback, which encouraged me to keep going and keep doing my thing, right? Then I moved to coaching and consulting. So here's how it happened. My first client, so I was in Kitwe, one of the people who had read my books on marketing, she really liked the content. So she called me and said, "Hey, I've just been hired in this new job and I'm supposed to market and I don't know anything about marketing. And I know you know about marketing. I've read about your marketing principles in the book. Can you help me to deliver on the job?" So that is how I got my first coaching and consulting client. So she would get on the phone, would talk about the things she's expected to do. Then I'd give her ideas on how she should do it. I'd give her some assignments. She'd send them back. I would look at the assignments. Would be talking, just like the picture on the slide there. Okay, this woman is looking at the laptop and talking. This is exactly what I was doing, and I was doing the consulting. I'd send her some assignments. I would ask her, write this, send it back to me. I'm going to give you feedback, just like that. And she was paying for that. That's making money online, right? Then I was combining. So one of my recent engagements was for a company with more than 30 employees where I was combining consulting, coaching, and training. So they hired me. It's a company that has been in business for more than 15 years, right? They have more than 30 employees. So they're relatively established, okay? But they say that their marketing has been traditional. Mostly they do this one-to-one field marketing, but they want to go digital. So the first thing I had to do, I had to set up their digital marketing stuff. They already had some basic things. I had to just help them to improve it. Then they wanted to handle it in-house. So I had to train them, their team. Then I also had to sit in on interviews, helping them to hire someone. Then I had to coach them now with the implementation, like after training, are they implementing? Where are they getting stuck? Where can I give them some additional guidance and stuff like that? This was one of my biggest consulting contracts, and this is something that I really love because I can see like the transformation happening. I guess this is why I really prefer to work with smaller businesses or those that are still growing, because I can see the impact that I'm making and I can see the growth that is I'm contributing to, big companies, the really really big companies, they're nice and they pay well, but they're already established and they're already making money. So I like to work on projects that are kind of new or kind of young or still in the growing phase, because that's the work I love. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to accept a contract from a big company. I'm just talking about the joy that I experience. Okay, now maybe you've seen all these stories I'm talking about and maybe you're thinking, wait, this is not me, I'm not interested in all this stuff. The truth is, I don't know anything about you. Maybe you have gone through my whole story and you think you don't fit in anywhere. Maybe you run a grocery store like some of my clients. Maybe you're into construction like some of my clients. Remember, I've got hundreds, thousands of small business owners that I teach. Maybe you're in a business where you meet clients in person and you don't consider yourself a digital entrepreneur. I'm telling you this. I have dealt with many different businesses and I find digital entrepreneurship remains relevant to them. Here are reasons why digital entrepreneurship is relevant to you. The world is digital. As long as your customer uses the phone, you can find ways to use the digital approach. If you plan to reach more people and spread your impact, you need to go digital because the internet defies geographical borders. You can digitize your traditional business, like I was talking about with my recent engagement. You can use digital marketing to find more clients. You can create extra sources of income, whether you're an individual or a company. Okay. So, where are you right now as you're listening to this or as you're watching this? I don't know where you are. Are you a big, thriving company that wants to turn digital? Do you want to upskill your team? Have you already identified a skill yourself as an individual that you want to monetize? Or maybe you have got a lot of experience and knowledge and you want to make more money from that. Or maybe you are working, you're in a job and you're thinking, one day I would love to quit this job and do my own thing, make money, but you're worried, how do I make money? Okay, how do you start making money before you quit? Because that's one of the things I could do. If I could go back, that's one of the things I would do. I would start making money before leaving the job. Or maybe you are towards retirement. I've had people who are towards their retirement and they look at their retirement situation and they're not happy about it and they're thinking, you know what, I really need to improve this. I need to make some extra money, otherwise my retirement will not be good. Or maybe a complete beginner, like some of my students, they are college students. They don't have a skill. All they know is that they want to make money online because jobs are hard. And before they leave university, they want to find a way to make money. Whichever stage you are at, I have dealt with all the levels. Okay. Depending on what stage you are at, I can tell even what you're likely to be interested in and what will be relevant to you because I have dealt with all these stages. One of the most important things that has helped me to deal with all these stages successfully is that I've spent over 100K on personal development and training. This is what has helped me to move from being an engineer to being a competent and well-paid digital marketing consultant and trainer. You cannot be a consultant and trainer in a field that you don't know. I had to study marketing vigorously, and these are some of my teachers. If you've been around my work, you've heard me mention Tia Veka. That's the first one there. There's Ryan Dice of Digital Marketer. I got a lot of my certifications from him. Then there's Russell Branson. I've also learned quite a lot. If you are in the world of digital marketing or you plan to go into the world of digital marketing and sales funnels, you will learn about Russell Branson. Then there are all these wonderful ladies at the bottom. I'll learn different things from them. And my favorite one, of course, is the last one there. That is my personal coach. Okay, that's the one I get to talk to in detail. I tell her what I'm doing, and she gives me massive, massive guidelines that have completely, completely transformed me and the way I do business. Everything you see me doing is because of self-education, investing in personal development, investing in knowledge. That is why I am passionate about entrepreneurs and teaching them so that because I know the power of personal development and how it can change you. And here's another cool thing that I like doing. So after making some money, I save. That is why sometimes I like talking about personal finance. If you followed my work, because when you make this money, okay, you do courses, you do training, you make the money. Then what next? You can invest it somewhere. I like to talk about investment sometimes. So I just to give two examples. One of the things I like to invest in is property, real estate, because it's good for returning money after you've made it. I also do some investment in peer-to-peer lending. Okay. And I've got a few more passive income things that I'm interested in that I would love to do. But before you invest, you have to make the money, right? So I've got some friends who are personal finance advisors. Guess what they do? When they come across someone, they're trying to invest, they're trying to advise people to invest. But when they come across someone who doesn't know how to make money, guess what they do? They send that person to me because I teach you how to make money, but after you've made the money, somebody else will teach you how to invest. I mean, I might give you advice based on my experience, but that's not really my field of expertise, okay? So all these things I do, speaking, training, digital marketing, service, all this, it's because of personal development, investing in education. All these things I write about, I cannot write if you can't write about something you don't know. You have to invest in education. All these clients I serve, it's because of the knowledge. Now, as you can imagine, I spent so many years learning so many different things, interacting with so many different businesses. I cannot teach everything in one webinar like this one. My clients and students, they keep coming back. Those who've read my books, those who've taken my courses, a lot of them come back. So I thought, you know what? Let me ask them, why do they come back? I decided to just take a survey and ask those who come back why they come back. And I got permission to share their responses. So here are some of them. The first one there is Dr. Sasa. He's a veterinary doctor, founder of Prime Care Veterinary Services. I asked him, why did you come back for more? He said results. So this is one of the ones I've had for a really long time. He's been my client for more than 5 years, which I'm so grateful for. He keeps coming back. He's attended my seminars, like all the different products that I offer that I've been talking about is it's been coming back for more. He said results. As a results driven person, I was impressed that the knowledge you provide is simple, straightforward, and very practical. It has helped me to grow my business, sustain my business for the past 5 years. I was very shy and introverted in the beginning, but your material helped me to be more outgoing for the sake of the business. I still enjoy being alone sometimes, though. Yeah, thank you for that. Then we have Balo Mono, who is a financial literacy coach. She said, I came back for more because I benefited from your content. Your style of presentation makes the information so simple and relatable. Then there's this one who's a student, Frederick. He said, to be honest, for me, your book was so relatable with the current economic environment. I mean, it was easy to try out some ideas based on the conditions of the Zambian environment analysis from a business point of view. Before then, I was accustomed to books by foreign authors who would talk about business that sell easily, like selling burgers that can do in Zambia, but not as much in the Western side. Your book was the first business written by a Zambian author, and it was easy for me to get back to get back because of the first experience I had with the first book, whose impact is still active. So Fred looked tomatoes, and the other side hustles I had studied. So that's a student. It's one of my favorite students to have. Is a student studying accountant, but also a student of my work. So there are a few more. This one is George, who I've also had for a long time. Says it has helped me to build my Tamanga business with corporate touch, both at personal and business level. Then there's Mercy, who came to me when she was just about to open her salon, and we had to talk about the marketing strategy. And this Jackson Limande. So one thing I noticed that most of these people, my clients, they talk about how simple and practical my work is. So I think one of the reasons that I focus on simplicity and practicality, one of my earliest coaches, Tia Veka, emphasized this. If you want your material to be easy to use, you must keep it simple. Okay, don't complicate it. If you want to sound smart, use technical jargon. And I can use technical jargon. I'm from a technical background, but I try to keep it simple and be practical because I want my clients to actually benefit. So I have all these other examples. Praise is one of those people who has bought almost everything I've produced. She says, I repeated return for more because of the practicality woven into your work. Your real life examples are incredibly relatable, making the concepts easy to grasp. Your expertise is trustworthy, and every time you introduce something new, I'm effortlessly convinced to make a purchase, which is true. Whatever I put out, praise usually joins. Then we have some more testimonials from Tale, who's a digital freelancer. We also have Joseph Miti, who normally comes also for a lot of my trainings. I have a lot more testimonials. Some of my clients they don't like showing their faces. So as you can imagine, I have a lot more where they don't want to show their faces. They're very private individuals, but I have a lot more testimonials. So you have an opportunity to get my 11 years of experience and thousands in training in one comprehensive program. I used to do several different courses. I would offer different courses. Today I talk about marketing. The other time I talk about personal development. The other time I talk about maybe selling strategy. But then I would spot a particular problem and thought, let me create content for that. I kept on doing this. And that is why I ended up with more than 10 courses. But here's what I realized that my students, they need all these things in order for them to make progress. Okay. I would teach how to start, then I find someone is holding back because they're afraid. Then I would say, oh, I need to teach people how to overcome fear. Then I'll teach personal development. Then maybe someone starts making money, but then they're running out of money. Then I realize, oh, I need to teach them personal finance. Some would start hiring individuals to help them, but they would still be stressed out. Then I thought, oh, I need to teach. You see that? I realized that it's not enough to teach one course. That's why I decided, let me combine everything. Because the truth is, real entrepreneurship has got so many different aspects. If you want to make serious money online, you must take it like a real business. Whether entirely online or entirely offline, Real businesses have got different aspects. That is why when you join the Digital Entrepreneurship Academy, you're going to have more than 40 lessons. Some are short, some are long, but I promise you they are going to transform your business because I've combined everything in the Digital Entrepreneurship Academy. Okay? Combining years of experience, simple lessons, practical strategies, real life examples, all my experience, so many different examples. All these clients that I talk about, I share so many different practical experiences and examples. I believe in being practical. If the information is not practical, I don't even want to touch it. I have no time for theories. I don't like theories for the academics, okay? We love them, the academicians, but I'm not an academician. So in the Digital Entrepreneurship Academy, it's an online program. You get simple lessons, practical strategies, real life examples, real skills. 11 years plus of my experience, I get to teach you everything I know about digital entrepreneurship. There are more than 40 lessons. I've also sourced some additional material for you. Assignments, me, I insist on assignments and exercises so that it's practical. I don't want people to sit and listen like you're in a classroom. No. For it to be real, for it to bring you real money in the real world, you need to get practical. You can ask questions for clarity, get coaching, get mentorship, get to grow your network. It's an all-in-one program, okay? You can learn, consult, ask questions, interact, and grow your business. Get more insights and get more knowledge. And get some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that I do for my clients and for my own personal brand. How is it conducted? It's an 8 weeks online program. You get a lesson every day, which is about 1 hour. You get lessons from Monday to Friday. What time do you get these lessons? It is self-paced. The actual learning is self-paced. You can log into our portal anytime. You might be watching this video from our portal actually. You can log in anytime. However, the discussions and revisions happen every day. When you are enrolled in the program, when the program is active, you have discussions every day, Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. So during these discussions, you revise the lessons of the day. There'll be a summary of the lessons of the day. You get to ask questions if you had some point you didn't understand. You can ask questions. Then you get to discuss the exercise of the day or the assignment of the day. So some of the lessons come with an assignment. The reason why, like I said, why I like assignments, it helps you to go and practice, to go and implement so that this thing is actually real. During weekends, there are no lessons or discussions. We use the weekend to rest and to catch up. Then in the last week, week 8, there are no lessons in week 8. The whole week is focused on discussions, mentorship, and coaching. And after these 8 weeks, you have 1 year access to all the learning materials. I know some people want to go back and check something, listen to something again, and you can also have access to the group. There's a group within our platform that we can use for that, okay? So what next? If everything I've talked about is appealing to you, what should you do next? Join the Facebook group and the Telegram group. So you'll be getting some updates. You'll be getting some additional information and you can ask questions about the program. There's a link to the groups above or below this video. Enroll in the next cohort of the class, the Digital Entrepreneurship Academy. Check when the next date is going to start. That is why you need to be updated. That's why you need to be in the group. We'll also be sending the updates via email. You can find out when the next class is starting. You find the enrollment link above or below this video. The other good thing is that we have payment options that are diverse. We have a payment plan. If you need to pay in installments, we have that option for you to pay in installments. We also have multiple payment options that you can use. You can use PayPal, Stripe, mobile money, depending on where you are coming from. Some of my classes, I've had people from different countries, Zimbabwe, Botswana, UK, America, South Africa, Kenya, okay? So I know the importance of giving different payment options to different people who want to join the group, okay? Those are the numbers you can use if you need to have a question you would want to email, you can email on those email addresses there, info@savvyproconsulting.com. You can use my personal email, which is susanlumba@gmail.com. Then there are those numbers, okay? +260 777 That is the WhatsApp line that you can use. I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to interacting with you and helping you to make money online, to start your dream business, or to expand and grow your current business. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you when you join.